I'm Jason Rzucidlo, reporting for AmericaJR.com. Stay tuned for highlights of the 2017 AdAge Brand Summit from right here in downtown Detroit. Quicken Loans CEO Jay Farner talked about how the company moved its employees from the suburbs to downtown Detroit. He also discussed how the company continues to reinvent itself and fuel Detroit's resurgence.
I think every good company is thinking about what the next phase of that company looks like. We've certainly done that. When I started, we were a branch company. And then we focused on centralizing and having all of our team members, or most of our team members in one location and doing mortgages over the telephone. A few years later, we said, no, we got to get on the internet. So we reinvented again. Most recently, we said we've got to create an online experience that allows somebody to get a mortgage start to finish, which is Rocket Mortgage. So you're always reinventing, and I think that's kind of what the city is going through also. But the ability for team members to see the hard work that they put in reinventing the business and seeing it grow, and know that that then helps fuel the rebirth of the city. Right? There's nothing like walking outside of your office, I think, and we've got quite a few team members here in the audience, walking outside of your office and saying, hey, I played a role in that building being lit back up again. Right? The success of our business, the happiness of our clients equals our ability to help make sure that queue line's going up and down the street. And next week people will be riding it. Now they can go from downtown to midtown. And those are cool things that, to your question, Casey, most of us have never seen in this city. So I think they go hand in hand because it's a bigger mission for people to get excited about. And when you go to work, you want to know that you're really making a difference. There's extra fuel to the fire.
Then we traveled to Motor City Brewing Works to learn how their 20-barrel brewery got started making craft beers. The company announced plans to open a second location on Livernois in the Avenue of Fashion area of Detroit.
Currently, the space you just walked through, the tap room, we've been here since 1994 as a microbrewery. We are the first microbrewery in Detroit since Prohibition, and the second oldest operating brewery in the state of Michigan. One of the founding members of the Brewers Guild. And the equipment we have here is the original equipment from back in 1994. It's a 10-barrel brewing system, and we are able to brew batches of beer. We have 20 and 40-barrel fermenters outside. And so up until 2015, all of our production was done in this facility. So we are about a 2,500 to 3,000 barrel capacity brewery, microbrewery. In 2008, we added food. When John took on a partner, Dan Scarcella, who I think is working in the building next door, you might have seen him. He came, he brought pizza, so now we're also known for pizza and beer. And then in 2010, we added this upstairs deck, which is a full-service patio during the summertime. In 2013, we added this bar to do additional catering and sort of private parties. And then in 2015, we added the beer garden that you started in.
We walked across the street to check out the new Third Man Records vinyl pressing plant. The music label was created by Detroit-born Jack White of the White Stripes.
And as a label, we've put out almost 400 releases at this point. We've done a lot of different genres, from garage rock, country, folk, blues, new and old, a lot of reissuing as well. So if you saw, we have a little stand with Sun Records, so it's a couple singles from Sun Records to keep those in press, as well as Tamla Records, which was kind of pre-Motown here in Detroit, and the Document series, and Paramount Records, which are collections of really old blues music, kind of the fathers of Delta blues, ranging from 1917 up through the 30s. Some really awesome stuff that kind of laid the foundation for more subgenres that came about later. So as a label too, we are based out of in Detroit and Nashville. Our Nashville store has all the label offices, as well as distribution for like our online store and whatnot. And we also have a full separate venue space down there, which is called the Blue Room. The Blue Room is really cool because it's a whole live venue attached to the store. You kind of go around, and a lot of these performances are recorded straight to acetate, which is a really...
Earlier in the day, we learned how Lime-A-Rita became Anheuser-Busch's first brand to be marketed almost exclusively to women.
Was that a big deal culturally inside Anheuser-Busch, or was it sort of a natural thing to do with this brand? And what does it say about the broader sort of alcohol industry? I think I've noticed a lot of beer brands maybe recently have sort of pivoted and taken a more gender neutral approach.
Yeah, I would say that it was a big decision for the brand and culturally within Anheuser-Busch, but when the brand launched in 2012, it was an instant success, flying off the shelves, and in the 5 years that the brand has been in existence, 2/3 of the drinkers just naturally became female, and that's both drinkers and volume. So seeing that naturally happened, women always tried to speak to everybody, and that women were naturally gravitating towards the product. We felt like it was the great opportunity to think about how can we build some sort of affinity with females who are already loving us, and we've never really done anything specific for them. As a company, and we think about our beer portfolio, there are a lot of beers that women don't like to drink. So when we think about how we can be incremental and how we can be different for the rest of the portfolio in order to speak to new consumers, Lime-A-Rita was a perfect fit. So there was definitely a lot of intrigue internally, and we did a lot of research to make sure we could present that opportunity and how to do it in the right way. And then for us as a brand, it's really, when we think about marketing to women, we look that there aren't really, especially in beverage alcohol, many brands that are doing it with a lot of gusto and with a lot of kind of bravery, and we felt like we could be the ones to do that.
Do you remember the Tostitos Party Safe Bag Super Bowl commercial? Well, two advertising executives from Goodby, Silverstein, and Partners told us how they came up with the campaign. It was a special bag of chips that came with a sensor to detect alcohol and even request an Uber by scanning a barcode.
So to make this bag was something, that on the beginning, was impossible, right? Like you ask people and everyone there is no way that we can put a breathalyzer inside of a bag. And then a lot of persistence that we did, we worked on it, how we could feature the alcohol sensor in the bag, how we make the bag, how we cut the bag. The bags is all cut by laser to place the sensor in the right place. And then the exploration of how the LEDs would show inside of a bag of chips, right? The material is very thin and translucent. It's not an iPhone, right? It's a bag of chips. Then we had to explore how to mask the light to showcase just in the center of the bag to not come out of it and just becomes spilling the light all over it. So a lot of research and prototypes, we were working on it to make it happen. To print the bag, this is the process of printing this bag is completely different than any other packaging. I'm gonna get very specific here, but it gets 2 layers of black paint, 2 layers of white, to make sure that the light of the LED doesn't spill outside of the center of the bag. And the third technology here that we implemented, that was kind of the last thing that we did, along the process we were like, it would be amazing if this bag connects to your mobile, right? If you can somehow connect a bag of chips to your mobile, then it would be fantastic. But we're kind of late on the process, and we're like, should we do Bluetooth? Do we try to do Wi-Fi? Do we try to put a Raspberry Pi inside? And we couldn't do it. But then we love to play with technology, and we had some NFC chips on our drawer, and we're like, what if we program an NFC to call an Uber? And we did it, and it happened. It was as simple as just gluing the NFC sticker on the back of the bag behind the logo. So then when you touch your Android phone on it, it opens up Uber and calls you an Uber.
Turner Ignite presented 6 decision-making steps that consumers pass through on the path to buying a car.
Look, there's first 2 stages of open and start, one of which I already started about. The open stage of a decision is often subconscious. For me, it was that nostalgia component going back to when my father purchased a car 37, 38 years ago. And then I had a trigger in terms of a car need. But what's really important in this stage is that the importance of TV is the media that creates the highest level of awareness, and which is what consumers ultimately want. And then you start to get to the next two phases. Think about this, right? You're looking for your car, you're exploring, you're searching. What's the right fit? What's the familiarity? What's the brand functional components that I'm looking for? That's driven by the digital space, right? That's where we start to see long form really start to take hold. And as we wind this out, we go to the deal component and then the drive aspect.
And this was across 33 markets with 35,000 people. Gen X, Gen